it's fun to learn new things every day. And as adult, we tend to forget to learn new things every day. There's so many lessons we can learn from kids, children, however you want to say it, because as kids, we grew up with an empty slate. We didn't learn until, we started failing and started to succumb to society standards. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about 11 essential life lessons we can learn from children. Let's go. First things first, never be sad for too long. Kids, when they feel sad, it'll be just for a short while. And then they have very short memory of why they were crying or they were sad, or I don't think they're even depressed. When you feel down, you want to commit to behaving like a child in terms of how long you want to be sad. People can be sad for months, and that sadness turns into depression. But kids have a short memory span of why they were sad in the first place. Children know how to dust themselves off pretty fast, and they jump back up right away, like riding a bicycle. When they fall down, they get back up, they want to try again. And they find happiness in doing something else. If they don't want to do it, then they'll find something else that they want to do. They don't like playing this toy, they'll move on to the next toy. I mean, you could see that from your kids. They feel that I'm done with this toy, on to the next. Look around and find something that interests you, and that's where the attention comes in. So that's number one. Never be sad for too long. Moving on to number two, which is don't be afraid to try new things. It's exciting for us when you find something new to do, like a new hobby or stuff to do, then, it gets boring. But being afraid to try new things is the reason for our failure. Children learn new things every day. It's like the first time they've touched something hot, something cold, something that excites them, something that fears them, everything. Falling down for the first time. They don't stay down. They try to get up right again, and then they want to do it again and again and again. They run, and then they fall. They want to jump back at it again, and they want to start walking slowly, getting faster and faster. Children learn new things every single day, and it's fun. It's fun to learn new things every day. And as adults, we tend to forget to learn new things every day. Kids, they do not know it is not possible. They end up doing things even if they don't realize that they're gonna fail at, and it's fun being a kid. So number two, don't be afraid to try new things. Or you sing in front of the electric fan, right? Right? As a kid, you would always do that for some strange reason, right? Because there's a reverb. Number three, have fun. So a must-learn trait from a child is to have fun. As adults, we tend to forget how to have fun. Fun is something that costs a lot for us now. Like, for us to have fun, we have to spend. As kids, they don't need money to have fun. They have fun with themselves, with someone who they're with, and they have fun while traveling. Learn to leave behind any of your worries and fears once in a while and have fun. F-U-N. It's something that we all tend to forget most of the time to do because we're too busy trying to make money or trying to make ends meet. You want to see the beauty of life every single day at least. Worries aside, it's good to have fun once in a while and realize that it doesn't cost a lot to have fun. So that's number three, have fun. Moving on, number four, always nice to be curious. As kids, it's the first time you touch like the stove or ice. You've held on ice for the first time, or like touching electricity and getting electrocuted for the first time, right? And you never want to try it again because it teaches you a lesson. So when you're curious, they say curiosity killed the cat, but in reality, curiosity killed the child in us. Question everything. Children are very curious about so many things. Like, I remember the first thing I asked my dad, what I recall, and what he told me was, I asked him before, how do you make glass? Right? How do you make glass? And my dad didn't know the answer, so we had to go home and search the encyclopedia. Remember, this was about 1985 or 1986. So we looked into the encyclopedia and how glass is made. And then we had to find videos of how glass is made as well. And it got me interested in asking everyday new things, like how's a baby born? How do you make fire? Adults seem to lose the sense of curiosity because everything's there already. Like, we tend to think that everything is there. All information is out there anymore. It's like you're supposed to know everything already as an adult, when you're not. The more you grow up, lesser that you think you know things. That's the way it's supposed to be. It prevents them from using every moment for something even greater than that. Learn new things, take risks, visit a lot of places as much as you can, and simply take advantage of every time that you have, because time is not infinite, it's finite. So that's number four. Be curious always. Number 5, say what you have in mind, or just say your mind. Simple thought. The best thing you can do for yourself is to learn from a child that is honest. It's hard to find a kid that is lying, even if you tell them, oh, don't tell your mom that I did this, or don't tell your father that I did that. But why? He will say, why? It's not the truth. I want to tell the truth. So it's hard to tell the kid to say something that's not real or not based on facts or what they know. This does not mean to be rude. You want to express yourself truthfully and politely as an adult. There's a difference between lying and expressing your truth as polite as you can. So that's number 5. Learn how to say your mind. Number 6, never ever give up. As a kid, imagine if you fell once while trying to get up and started walking and you fell down and it hurt. And then you didn't walk again because you didn't want to do it again because you think you'll fall down. Imagine that. Every human would be crawling with their arms and their legs. If we fell and it hurt and we didn't stand up again because we know how it hurt, then we wouldn't be walking with our 2 feet. As a kid, when you fall, you want to get up, do it again and again and again. It's success by repeating failure. Children keep trying until you say them to stop. And sometimes even as kids, you don't stop. Even when an adult tells you stop. Stop crying, stop running, stop walking, stop eating. They still keep on going and going and going and doing what they want because they don't know the repercussions of it. You want to believe that nothing is impossible. If they say that you can't fly, then why not? If you can't walk on water, why not? And that's where creativity comes in. Kids always believe that everything that you imagine, you can do. That's why as a kid, everyone, even if you're not great at drawing, you draw things that are not normal and it's based out of our imagination, like, comic character. And we have our own ideas of how our heroes are as a kid. And I remember as a kid, I would draw battleships. As a grade 1 student, I found my notebook from grade 1 and I was drawing battleships because I based it on one of the movies I saw of battleships, and it was a battleship that became a submarine that can, lift off the ground and fly at the same time. Hey, I mean, it's not possible now, but maybe in the future, perhaps. Kids always believe that everything that you imagine you can do, and whenever you dream, it can come true. The ideas come from our curiosity and our ideas of something hasn't been done. We question it. We question why? Why not? Before the planes were created and man said that humans can't fly, even in bunches. If you said in the 1900s that 100 humans can't fly all at the same time, it's something that's really funny back then. But now it's normal. You fly 1,000 people up in the sky, goes from east to west in a few hours. Before, it was nonsense, right? But if there weren't creators like the Wright brothers, it wouldn't exist. Never ever give up. That's number 6. Elon Musk in the modern day, he wants humans to live in Mars. And we said that it's not possible in our lifetime yet to go to Mars because it's just too far and it's not livable. But I think it could be possible by 2030, 2035 that there could be people living in Mars. It's a crazy thought, but it's really possible now because of how technology has advanced so far. I mean, in 1960s, you would need 200 square meters just to have a computer, a supercomputer, right? And now you have it in your hand, like a cell phone. I don't think anything is impossible now. It's just, our mind is just the limitations for that. And by the way, if you're enjoying this episode, subscribe to the channel would be cute. Number 7, don't judge people. Simple as it is, it becomes complicated when we become adults that we become judgmental of other people. So children do not judge nor discriminate. They don't judge or discriminate based on color, race, ethnicity, or, upbringing. When you're a kid, if you find another kid, you don't ask them, are you rich? Are you white as well? Are you black? Or, whatever, or you speak my language? They know that it's a kid and they will play with them. They don't ask them like, wait, you're not the same as me. You can't play with me. It's not true. They don't judge or discriminate whoever they're playing with. And when we become adults, we start segregating everyone based on our ethnicity, our values, our religion, our beliefs, our political beliefs and what have you. But as a kid, there's no limitations. We don't put limits into what we think about things in life. See the people for who they are, not outside, but inside. And then people should see that more often because in a world gone crazy based on social media, it's one thing that we tend to forget. It's number 7, don't judge people. And it's crazy also that, it's even taught in schools and society from the parents to tell their kids not to play or talk with people people who are not in the same levels as them in terms of financial, spiritual, and sometimes even political beliefs. That's the world that adults live in. Number 8, never worry about what others think. Remember when you were in high school and you had a huge pimple? I don't know, but in fourth year high school, that was the first time I encountered the pimple right smack in the middle of my nose. Looked like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I didn't want to go to school that day because it was a pimple that you can't pop. It's just red, and I would think that people would tease me. It's because I have a crush on someone or something like that, because you're in love or what. But guess what? No one cares about your pimple because your seatmate and your classmate has their own insecurities as well. They're too stinky, or their breath smells bad, or their hair is horrible and they can't do anything about it because they're not fit or whatsoever. People are worried about their own problems. They don't worry about your problems. That's the thing. And I wish I learned that when I was in high school and even in college, because I was taught about what other people thought about me. And it's funny remembering all those things that made you feel bad or sad because you always thought about what other people thought about you. And children would always do whatever they like, regardless of how they look. If they stink, right? If they haven't taken a bath for 3 days, or their hair is messed up, or whatever shirt they were wearing, as long as they were wearing clothes and they were having fun, they didn't care how they look or if they had something in their face whatsoever, right? We will always be cautious of doing things we like, thinking of people around us and what they think and feel about us. And it's sad to think about that. Don't restrict being yourself, because being yourself is the most authentic thing you can actually do for the world. Everyone else is already taken. Just be you. That's number 8. Never worry about what other people think about you. Number 9, it's one of my favorites. Scars are badges of honor. I have so many scars on my body. As a kid, I'm accident prone. Actually, I don't even have an index finger. As a kid, I lost my right index finger as a kid, about 5 years old. People who know me personally know about that. People who don't know me don't see it. It gave me a lot of insecurities as a kid, but I wear it as a badge of honor nowadays. I have so many scars on my knees, on my elbows, in my face, in my hands. Kids recognize that scars aren't signs of weakness. When you're a kid, I felt like a badass. Every time, you have to put a Band-Aid on you, right? And the next day you're at the park and you're with your friends and you say, look at that, I have scars. Look, because I was riding the bike and I fell. And a scar is a sign of strength and survive. That's why there's a quote from the movie The Hangover. But did you die though? With everything that happened to you, did you die though? No. So whatever doesn't kill you, again, makes you stronger. A scar is a sign of strength and a sign that you survived something horrific. It's a great story to tell. I have great stories to tell as a kid growing up, and I remember vividly how I lost my finger, and kids would laugh back then. I felt bad about it. Turns out everything's not really important. For me, it's an accomplishment because I went through something horrific, and here I am, 35 years after. You want to keep this in mind. Don't be afraid of your scar, whatever it may be. Everyone has their own scars. Don't be afraid to show them. Wear them with pride. Don't be afraid to show your scars to people, because it's what makes you who you are now. So that's number 9. Scars are your badges of honor. Number 10, be genuinely happy without any reason. Just be happy. Not because you got promoted or you made money or, you made new friends whatsoever. Be happy with any reason. Kids are happy for no reason at all. Kid would say, mommy, look at me. I made this paper airplane right now. Look at me. I'm so happy. A kid would just run with a bundle of joy in the house for no reason whatsoever. He asked him, why are you so happy? Because I finished my game and it's so exciting, and look at this, I did something more. Everything is an accomplishment for them and they're happy without any, big reason at all. We tend to forget how to laugh our heart out sometimes. And that is why we sometimes watch sitcoms or something funny. Sometimes we tend to forget, and that's why we go to social media and look for something funny on Facebook or a short story on TikTok or on YouTube of whatever funny it is, like a prank or something funny, because we tend to forget what really makes us happy. And we find short-term happiness or a sense of, feeling of getting that dopamine rush, us being happy with something that doesn't really matter to us. The joke that you've seen on social media won't make you happy long-term, but be happy for no reason at all. A smile is contagious. If you smile, not just this, when you make eye contact with someone and you're not smiling and then you smile slowly at them, gives them a sense that they made you smile. Let out your emotions. A smile doesn't cost a thing. It's free. You might get some wrinkles here and there. Smiling is not bad. And I think in a study, it showed that when you laugh, it prevents you from some sort of cancer. I forgot what it is, but I read it in one of the articles before that, finding reasons to laugh out loud, every day, at least thrice a day, keeps you away from the doctor. Number 10, be genuinely happy without any reason. Laughter is the best medicine. How could I forget that? That's awesome. That's why when you watch a comedian, right, a straight up comedian, do a movie or a series that is drama, you feel, I think that's one of the rare occasions that I cry, is when a comedian performs something that is sad or depressing, because you're used to them seeing them smile or being happy or making fun of things and what have you, right? Just think of any comedian that you admire so much and watch them if they've done anything that is sad or depressing, or a part in the movie wherein tearjerker, and chances are you would cry. I can mention so many names that of actors that made me cry locally and foreign, like Jim Carrey in his one of his movies, and Truman Show, I think, made me cry. And the thing is, you would remember in The Mask and movies that, and such as, they're great as comedians, but Robin Williams, the great Robin Williams, he was a great comedian, but when he played roles that like Dead Poets Society, wherein he wasn't really a comedian, you would really cry. Laughter is a great lesson for us, and as a great stress reliever for any pain that we feel. Moving on to the last one, it's really important because every day is a fresh start. Okay, that's number 11. Every day is a fresh start. When you felt bad as a kid yesterday, when you wake up, it's another day and you forget about what made you cry. And kids consider every day as a fresh start. Again, like what I said, they have a very short memory, not just attention span, but memory of what happened. So they rarely let the unhappiness of yesterday ruin today. Like they never let whatever made them feel bad yesterday make them feel bad today. Notice and enjoy the little things every day instead of what's wrong with everything. For one day, you may look back and realize that they were big things. As a coach, I want to share a story that one of the activities that I make one of my students do who are in a relationship or they are married is that every time they think of something wrong with their partner, I make them think of 5 things that they love about their partners. Because it's easy to find the fault in our partners in a relationship. They look bad, their breath stinks, or they're overthinkers, they're negative people, they're pessimists and what have you. You can point out so many wrong things about other people, but the thing is, it's harder to find the good things about people. When you're forced to think of 5 good things for every time you think of something wrong with your partner, they're forced to see the good in them, right? There was a clinical study of finding the good in every partner, wherein they had to write 100 things they didn't like about their partner, but they were also forced to write 100 things after that they loved about their partners. The 100 things they didn't like, they all finished it in record time, so much faster. It's easy to point out what's wrong. But it took them at least 3 times longer to write something good about their partner, which says a lot about us. It makes us realize that we tend to forget the good that we don't see in our partners because it's something that's usual. Kindness is supposed to be something that we're used to seeing. It's a norm. Like, you have to be a good person and it's a norm. So when you're a bad person, it's the only thing that people see. When you do something wrong, it's the only thing that people see about you. And then they tend to forget everything wrong. Like, a bond paper that's white. You see white and you put a dot, black dot. You don't see the white bond paper. You see a black dot now. That's the wrong thing that we see. We don't see the bond paper anymore as white. We see the black dot. So that's number 11. Every day is a fresh start. Loyalty, being a good friend, or being a good partner, or being a good parent. It's something to be praised. It's our responsibility to do that. When I see a parent sharing, something good that they did for their kid, and I say, isn't that supposed to be normal? That you're supposed to take care of your children? Why does it have to be a proud moment for you that you did something great for them? Like, you brought them food, clothing, shelter, and what have you. It's not supposed to be something that's celebrated because it's normal, just because it's the right thing to do. That's 11 things that we can learn from children. If you wanted to add one more thing, leave a comment in the comment section down below, because I might have missed a few things with regard to how kids see life. That's all I have for you today. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll see you again on the next episode. Peace.